miraculous candle. It's an honor to invite Marcia and Bob to light our Shabbat candles. The blessings found on page 2. Take a moment to walk back through our week. As we enter into this end of the year in our Jewish calendar, our last week of this year begins tomorrow night officially, as we'll have Slichot in this space and dedicate this space officially. Hear the sounds of the High Holy Days, change our Torah covers into their white covers. It's those last visual, symbolic moments to remind us that we are approaching a new year, which means we are at the end of 5782. How is the end of this year treating you? How are you treating it? We take this time to reflect as we begin Kabbalat Shabbat, first with the words of Hinei Matov, words that over these past years we can no longer take for granted, how good it is to be together, followed by the words of Lechad Odi, that we welcome Shabbat in to make this a peaceful moment for us and a communal moment. Page 10, Hinei Matov.
Hinei Matov u'manai, Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hinei Matov u'manai, Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hinei Matov, Shabbat achim gam Page 20. Shamor v'zachor v'zibarachad hishmiyanu
entrance.
בואי ושלום, עטרת פלה, גמה ושמחה, ובסופה תוך אמונה, העולם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה.
Page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וביומכון, וחייתך בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויברו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, ועלמו מעלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי דקודשא בריחו, לעילם ינקום בחטא ושירתה. תשבחתה ונחמתה, תמירה ועלה, ויאמרו אמן.
Face our ark, page 28, the call to worship, Baruch.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Page 31, as we enter into our season of change, fitting that we share this reading, please share it with me as we say together, "This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim." Avat olam. May we find the greatest source of love in our connection with each other. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim,
Shema, page 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Kivud Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated, page 36.
V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher Elohim mitzavecha hayom alavavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'beitecha, u'dlatecha b'derech, u'v'shokbecha u'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'yisharecha, l'man tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, V'tem kedoshim lelohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 39, responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
May heavens declare your glory.
May earth reveal your justice and your love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing from the shores of the sea.
Our prayer for peace as the evening sets in, page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'ha'amideinu shamreinu l'chayim. Ufrosalinu sukat shlomecha, ufrosalinu sukat shlomecha. just God, wrong from right. Oh, Adonai, Amen,
In an envelope marked personal, God addressed me a letter. And in an envelope marked personal, we work to give our answer. For our most personal prayers. Page 46, please rise.
Adonai, Sifatai Tivtak, Ufia Gitahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Va'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chaste Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lama'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'agevurot, Umidam Melech, Melech Meimit Umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom, Yehalalucha Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Please join with me, page 59, as we offer our words of thanks for all that is good in our life. The top of the page, page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulcha Na'eh Lahodot. Our words for the greatest source of peace to find its way to our world and to our lives. Shalom Rav, page 60.
Shalom Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah melech Adon lecha shalom. Ki atah melech Adon
moment for our own personal prayers.
Oh, say shalom Rama. Oh, yes, shalom Aleinu. Ve'yakol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al 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 Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom. I want to start with a pop quiz, not on religion. A loved one, someone in your family is returning from a trip, and you go to the airport to pick them up, and you drive in like you do at the Cleveland airport, and there's that veer in the road, the fork, says, departures or arrivals, which one do you go to? Well, okay, so if you're cheating the system, you go to departures, but if they have no baggage, no, they all have baggage, but if they have no luggage, where do you go? They're coming back from a trip, departures or arrivals? Arrivals. Cantor Kathy's going to read the first 6 verses of chapter 28 this evening. Verse 6 is a famous verse. Baruch atah bevoecha, may you be blessed in your arrival. Baruch atah b'tzeitecha, may you be blessed in your departure. It's backwards. We bless people when they go out into the world because we fear the world is dangerous. So we have a blessing that we've done many times from our bima. Not when you come back. We bless you when you leave. And in that blessing, many of you know it, we say, may your journey be safe. May you be safe when you're in your destination, and may you return safely. But the Torah portion says it the opposite way. May you be blessed when you arrive, and then may you be blessed when you depart. Why would we offer such a blessing if you're coming home? Home should be safe. We shouldn't have to worry when you come back to us. We should worry when you depart us. At this time of year, of course, we come to our synagogues for our holidays, to our home, we could say, but this is the type of blessing we need. We arrive at the synagogue, as we will in the coming days, for the high holy days, and we should arrive, tradition tells us, with a little bit of worry. Because this is not a simple, perhaps even safe journey. We're supposed to be shaking a little bit. We need a blessing for arriving at the synagogue, and we need to ask for a blessing in departure. So I like to share at this time of year some of the words that we don't get to share due to our, believe it or not, limited time at the holidays. that speak to this essence of why we would bless ourselves in coming into our synagogue, a place that should always be safe for us, and ask for a blessing as we depart. The first, by Rabbi Alan Liu. He describes the journey. On this journey that we will enter, our soul will awaken to itself. We will venture from innocence to sin and back to innocence again. It's a journey from denial to awareness, from self-deception to judgment, and we will learn our divine name. We will move from self-hatred to self-forgiveness, and from anger to healing. Every soul needs to express itself. Every heart needs to crack itself open. Every one of us needs to move from anger to healing and denial to consciousness, from boredom to renewal. These needs did not arrive yesterday. They're among the most ancient of human yearnings, and they are fully expressed in the pageantry and ritual of the High Holy Days, in the great journey we make between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. May we be blessed as we go into that journey, and may we be blessed as we leave it. A second reading. A reading that's been easily on my mind. I don't know if it struck you. I have a feeling it's going to strike people at the holidays. The news, I think it was yesterday afternoon, said that the line to see the Queen in waiting was 5 miles long, 30 hours. If you've watched any of the pageantry, and I would encourage you to do so whether you're one who likes the monarchy or not, I want to say we have the benefit that this is happening in the days leading up to the holidays when we will say prayers like Avinu Malkeinu. Because they were written at a time where people knew about lines that were 5 miles long to go see the monarch, and then they came to their synagogue and they said, we want it to feel like that. We want it to feel like we are in line for the most important of events. And so there's a reading in our prayer book that hints at this but modernizes it also. When men were children, they thought of God as Father. When men were slaves, they thought of God as Master. When men were subjects, they thought of God as a king. But I am a woman, not a slave, not a subject, not a child who longs for God as father or mother. I might imagine God as teacher or friend. But those images, like king, master, father, or mother, are too small for me now. God is the force of motion and light in the universe. God is the strength of life on our planet. God is the power moving us to do good. God is the source of love springing up in us. God is far beyond what we can comprehend. And so we ask for a blessing on entering our space because we're entering a space that is grand, not only in how it looks, but also in what it stands for. A third reading. It's a different version of Avinu Malkeinu, a very personal one. In our services, we often, we don't read this aloud, in part because it's so personal, but also we often will give a moment for people to read it to themselves. I'll read a section of it. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Some of us have cancer. Some have lost strength of body. Some have lost memory and speech. Some of us are in pain. Some can't find work. Some of us bear the marks of human cruelty inside where the scars don't show. Avinu Malkeinu, why? Avinu Malkeinu, are you there? Do you care? Do you hear our pain and our grief? We ask that you give us the strength to go on. Give us reasons to get up each day. Give us purpose and persistence. Help us fend off fear and hold on to hope. Help us to be kind. Don't make us bow or grovel for your favor. Give us dignity and give us courage. So we ask for blessings as we enter the space of the High Holy Days, because if we take them as seriously as we should, we will have to say some of the hardest things we need to say to ourselves. Finally, from Rabbi Irv Greenberg, he writes, Yom Kippur teaches that human beings inevitably fail or sin. But when people turn, they come out stronger. In a relationship between two people, love based on the assumption of perfection on both sides is vulnerable to the almost inevitable crack in the mirror. Once flaws are acknowledged and accepted, love becomes genuinely unconditional. Which is why our tradition claims that Moses broke the tablets of the Ten Commandments on the 10th of Tishrei, on Yom Kippur. The original tablets were fashioned by God, untouched by human flaws, but when the people sinned and created the golden calf, God despaired and wanted to get rid of them. Moses was so distressed that he smashed the tablets. It was almost as if the tablets were too pure to be left in human hands. Then came 40 days of working through the heartbreak. Reconciliation and catharsis were followed by 40 days of Moses' labor, making new tablets. And it was this set of tablets, the product of hard-won repentance, based on realism, forgiveness, acceptance of others' limitations, that would guide the Israelites for centuries to come. Such tablets express the spirit of Yom Kippur. When out of our brokenness, we become stronger than when we claimed to be whole. And so, we do things backwards this time of year. We bless the arrival because we know that if the journey is the journey that we ask for, it's going to be a difficult journey. It's going to be a journey that has some pain, some humility, maybe even some suffering, perhaps immense loss as we remember the people we've lost this year, years past. But if we receive that blessing in the midst of our sanctuary, in our spiritual home, if we receive that blessing while we're there, then we'll know that we're blessed as we leave. As we enter into a new year, we will find that we leave stronger than when we came. Is that not the sign of the greatest travels and greatest journeys that we take? May we find blessing as we enter our holy days. May we find blessings as we arrive, and may we know that we are blessed as we depart from them. Shabbat Shalom. We rise now as we hear those words, inviting us to be blessed in our arrival and our departure. The words from the book of Deuteronomy as we begin our Torah service. Please be seated. It's an honor to have Marcia and Bob to bless our Torah. We'll follow along page 250 in our prayer books, if you'd like, with the Torah blessing. Baruch.
Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. V'haya im shemoah tishma b'kol Adonai Elohecha lishmor la'asot el kol mitzvotav asher anochi metzavecha hayom unetanecha Adonai Elohecha elyon al kol goyei haaretz va'avu alecha kol habrachot ha'eleh v'hisigucha ki tishma b'kol Adonai Elohecha Baruch atah ba'ir u'baruch atah basadecha Baruch pari vitnecha ufri adamatcha ufri vehemtecha shagar alafecha ve'esh torot tzonecha Baruch tanecha umishartecha Baruch atah bevoecha uvaruch atah v'tzeitecha.
You could hear all the baruchs in our Torah reading. We're in this section. Thank you, Bob and Marcia, for offering the blessing. We're in the section of Deuteronomy with our blessings, which is soon followed by our curses. And in classic Jewish form, there are more curses mentioned than blessings, but the blessings get mentioned first. So we take the strength of our story, especially the blessings. We think about those who perhaps we might say are feeling the pain of what a curse might feel like as they are not their full selves, as they are in need of healing. We offer the words of Misha Berach, and we invite you to share their names in the midst of our prayer.
Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
There's a name you'd like to share, please share it aloud.
Reed Wasserstrom, Lori
Susie
Blum,
Hoffman.
Kathy Meyerson. Those in need of
I love to point this out every year. Some of you may know it. Because my last name starts with a B, I was always asked in rabbinical school to lift the Torah at the beginning of the year, when the left side of the Torah is heavy and the right side is weak. And so I take great joy in Deuteronomy when the right side is heavy and the left side is light. So please rise as we raise our Torah to see our story and put our Torah back in the ark.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Hashem lifnei banei Yisrael. Avi Adonai b'yad Moshe. It's hayiki lemachazikima v'tom b'chla me'usha t'rachiha t'rei noah v'chol netivotah shalom hashivenu
Page 282.
Alil shabeach ladon hakol, latikinu laliotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye horotot, v'lo samanu kamishmechot adama, shelo samchakenu kaham, v'gor aleinu kachamonam, va'anachnu lifnei melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Hayom hahu yiheh Adonai echad. U'shemo
Please be seated. The light of life is a finite flame. It's like these Shabbat candles that are before us. It is kindled, it burns, and it glows, but soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. We are reminded that in light we see, in light we are seen, that flames dance and our life burns down and gutters. There's an end to the flames. We are no more seen. Yet, we should not despair. For we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we have given life. Therefore, something of us can never die. We move in this eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. We remember those in our community whom we've recently lost. Maxine Levy, Judith Sif Dittman, Ruth Rubenstein, Kathy Habel, Sylvia Lewis, Rhoda Migdal, Tal Fishman, Adrian Berkowitz, and Joan Nelson. We add to their names Raymond Barnett, Jenny Boris, Rose Farron, Jerome Farron, Isaac Frank, Sadell Friedman, Henry First, Harry Greenwald, Walter Hahn, Rose Kantrovitz, Adolf Katzenberg, Fena Koslavskaya, Rena Klausner, Judith Henkin Lipson, Charles Morganroth, Anna Nyman, Beatrice Peltzman, Samuel Plotkin, Morris Reen, Wilma Roller, Michael Rubenstein, Raymond Russell, Leona Sachs, Joseph Schoenberg, Lester Schoenfeld, Sarah Scheftel, Abe Swedler, Dr. Sidney Weinberg, Ben Wise, and Herbert Yabroff. I'll add to these names that of Stanley, who we're thinking of tonight, Stanley Brandt, as we will honor him and your anniversary with this oneg this evening on this Shabbat. If there are others that you'd like to mention or names I mispronounce, please share them. Please rise, page 294, as we remember our loved ones with the words of Kaddish Hatom, Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, De'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chai echon uvyom echon, uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam almei almaya, Yit barak v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar v'yit halev v'yit halal shemei dekudasha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, Huya say shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'maru, amen. Having connected with those that we've loved and lost, we connect with each other as we offer the words of the priests. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Please remain standing as we'll bless Kiddush and Motzi. We invite Bob and Marcia to join us once again as we raise a glass.
There's my story to read.
This is yours.
The heaven and earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodesho v'ahava uvratzah yimchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki banu b'charta, yotanu kidashta mikol ha'anim, v'shabbat kodesh be'ahava uvratzah yimchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Marcia, if you want to uncover the challah, we'll join together in Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. You're welcome to have some. Please be seated as we invite Elaine Newman to share a few announcements with us.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Marcia and Bob, for blessing everything tonight. Code is Saturday, September 17th. Please join us, that's tomorrow night, as we dedicate our wonderful Mishkan and start our High Holy Day service. Dessert and wine is at 6:30, and the service will be at 7. Then help Brotherhood and Sisterhood clean the temple for a day of caring September 20th from 9 to 11. So if any, a.m. You didn't think p.m., did you? And then meet Rabbi Brown for lunch at the Akron Greek Food Festival on Thursday, September 22nd at 11:30. And please drop off dessert donations for Rosh Hashanah, the luncheon on September 24th, or Sunday, September 25th from 10 to noon. And of course, the deadline to register for Rosh Hashanah is Saturday, September 24th. And a big thank you to Mary Whitmer for tonight's onyx. So please join us in the social hall afterwards. Shabbat Shalom.
So we thank Eli for being with us, and we look forward to Eli being with us during the holidays also. We'll stand as we hear the sound of the shofar, and then close with the words of Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Shabbat Shalom. Please go through the front door.